G'day everyone. In this topic we're going to talk a little bit about the process of entrepreneurial marketing. Some of you will have studied marketing previously. You would have maybe done BMA 151 Principles of Marketing and maybe even some of the second year marketing units. You might be doing a marketing major, or you might have completed some marketing in your previous qualifications. Even if you haven't done marketing though, you've all been exposed to the marketing process. As consumers, we are continually interacting with marketing and interacting with marketing activities when we go into the market to purchase products. And what we're going to talk about in this topic is the idea that marketing involves a complex range of activities that are designed to link the organisation to the customer. And we do that through the lens of a product that we offer to the market for sale. Now, it's really important when we start off by thinking about product that we understand when we talk about a product, we're really talking about anything we might sell. So a product could be a physical good. It could be a new mobile phone or a drink bottle, or it could be a new pair of jeans that you want to buy. The product might be a service like getting a haircut or getting education. It could be an experience like going on a holiday or going to a concert. The point is that marketing occurs wherever we try and exchange that value, and we try and get our product out into the market and try and convince people to buy that particular product. And in particular, what we're going to talk about in this topic is the notion of entrepreneurial marketing. Some of the more entrepreneurial aspects of marketing that you need to engage in as a startup business, and some of the strategies you could actually adopt to try and be more successful in your entrepreneurial marketing activities. So let's start off by talking about marketing and what we actually mean by marketing. Because again, the term marketing is used quite often, but I think sometimes people are actually left a little bit to wonder as to what marketing actually means. So when we define marketing, really what we're talking about is an activity or a set of institutions and processes that are used for creating, communicating, delivering and exchanging offers that have value to the customer, whether that customer is a client, a partner or society at large. So marketing, one of the central things we talk about in marketing is this notion of exchange. That our job as a marketer is to facilitate the exchange of a product to the consumer and then value back from the consumer, usually in the form of a financial payment. Now, when people do tend to talk about marketing, what they tend to think about is advertising, and they think that all a marketer does is come up with an advertising campaign. And it's interesting when you hear people talk about marketing because they tend to be talking about advertising and promotion. And certainly advertising and promotion are a very important part of the marketing process. That's how we let people know our product exists. That's how we let people know that there is a product out there that might satisfy their needs. But marketing is a lot more than just actually engaging in advertising promotion. Marketing can include monitoring market trends. So one of our jobs as a marketer is to be keeping a hand or a pulse of what the market is actually doing, trying to understand any changes that might or are occurring in the market and how they impact upon our particular product or industry. We conduct market research. So market research is designed to give us much more detailed ideas and pictures of what the market actually looks like. Marketers are engaged in demand forecasting, so understanding what demand looks like, how many consumers are willing and able to pay the price for the particular product. As marketers, we're also engaged in the process of segmentation. So segmentation is all about the process by which we break the total market up into smaller market segments, then we can then more effectively target with our market offerings. Marketing also is engaged in the process of product development. So one of the things marketers do is to actually develop a stream of new products that can be sold in the market at any point in time. And we engage in things like branding, pricing, distribution. So as you can see, it's quite a broad range of activities that are engaged in marketing, not just advertising and promotion. And marketing is very externally focused. So the job of marketing, again, is to perform what we call a boundary spanning role. So the job of marketing is to link the organisation to the customer and the operating environment. And that connection is a two-way street. Okay, it's about sending out information and products to consumers, and also about bringing back information and revenue from the marketplace. So it's again a two-way communication that we engage in. And putting it simply, marketing is really about delivering customer value. trying to ensure that we provide people with a reason to purchase our product. And once we've done that, to ensure that that value leads to customer satisfaction. So one of the central elements of marketing is this notion of the market, and we often talk about our purpose to be market orientated or focused on what the market is doing, understanding the market, and adapting and changing to respond to that marketing activity, that market-based activity. So when we talk about a market, we're talking up a group of potential customers who have purchasing power and an unsatisfied need. So we're talking here about all the people who want the product, who need the product, and of course, most importantly, have the income or near enough the income needed to actually purchase our particular product. And to survive in that market, we have to make sure that we have a product that we offer into the market that really does meet the customer's demands. If we meet their needs and wants, then they're likely to buy that product. And a lot of what we're trying to do is to find our target market or our niche. Trying to find our spot in the market, the group of consumers that we're going to target, with a value proposition we believe that they want over all others. So what then is entrepreneurial marketing? Entrepreneurial marketing goes beyond the sort of traditional approach to marketing. We'll talk a little bit about those similarities and differences in a minute. But really goes beyond just that simple focus on the current market to try and think about the exploitation of future opportunities. So not only how do we develop a product for the current market, but how do we develop products into the future that will extend and sustain the livelihood of this market? Or alternately, where would we find new markets and new products that we might service into those markets? So entrepreneurial marketing does tend to have a more long-term opportunity driven rather than traditional marketing being very much focused on the here and now. And entrepreneurial marketing is very closely linked to the search for and the use of competitive advantage. So firms that are engaged in entrepreneurial marketing are always trying to find ways to leverage the advantage they might have in the marketplace. And traditional marketing tends to be very much focused on costs, whereas entrepreneurial marketing is focused on future revenue streams. How might we generate this revenue into the future? So again, this figure just summarises for us some of the differences that we might see between traditional forms of marketing and entrepreneurial marketing. So traditional marketing is very much focused on a development of a brand and a current market position. So how do we cement our position in the current marketplace? Entrepreneurial marketing, on the other hand, really focuses on the customer relationship, understanding the customer, whether it's using things like the design thinking process to empathise and understand what's driving the customer's behaviour, and coming up with a long-term value proposition that we might offer to that customer. Traditional marketing tends to be driven a bit by costs, focusing on what the cost of productions are now, whereas entrepreneurial marketing is very much focused about future revenue generation. What will that revenue look like into the future? Traditional marketing has a very strong emphasis on the use and efficient use of existing resources. So what's our resource profile today, and how are we going to use that resource profile today and in the near term to achieve our objectives? Entrepreneurial marketing, on the other hand, is much more leveraged around the creative use of other people's resources or resources that we don't directly own. And so what we're talking about there is trying to find a way as a business how we can actually leverage other people's resources to achieve our objectives. And traditional marketing is very strongly anchored to what's called the 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. These things are seen to drive the behaviour of people in markets and the way that we as marketers respond to the market. Entrepreneurial marketing, on the other hand, is much more concerned with what are called the 4 Cs. So the first of these is co-creation, how we work with the customer to create value, not creating value for the customer. It's very much thinking about communities and thinking about who our communities are, who are all the stakeholders invested in our organisation. And thinking about the process of customisation and choice. how do we adapt the product to the unique needs of each individual customer?